High Court has ruled the federal police warrant used in a high-profile raid of a News Corp journalist's home was invalid. In a win for Annika Smethurst, the 7 justices unanimously found the warrant did not specify the offence under investigation. Here's our reporter Tom Connell.
This verdict was unanimous and embarrassing for authorities. It found the raid on Annika Smethurst's home was done with an invalid warrant for a very basic reason. There was not a specific offence written on that warrant, a criminal offence. For that reason, the warrant has been quashed, but there is an unanswered question. What happened to the information gathered from Annika Smethurst's phone? 2 justices thought it should be destroyed, that information. The other 5, though, did not venture that opinion. That means it's up to any future court and a possible future prosecution to decide whether that evidence would be admissible. That wouldn't be going after Annika Smethurst, the journalist, the News Corp journalist, but would likely be going after her source who provided her top secret information for the April 2018 story that detailed a push from Home Affairs and Defence for more powers for the Australian Signals Directorate to be able to gather information on Australians for the first time, later clarified by the government to be targeting child sex offenders.
Let's remember what Annika Smethurst's story was about. It was about the potential use of one of Australia's overseas spy agencies, the Australian Signals Directorate, to spy on Australians at home. That's what her story was about. That was obviously an embarrassment to Mr Dutton and to the government, and that's why they've pursued this.
The other question that Annika Smethurst's legal team were posing was all of this a constitutional infringement because it was a threat, an impingement, if you like, on political communication. That question was not answered today because the warrant was found to be invalid, so it didn't need to be answered. And that means a push for media freedom laws to be able to protect both journalists and their sources will be ongoing.
The Australian Federal Police need to comply with the rule of law, and they're ultimately subject to the oversight of the courts. That's a key element of the way that our liberal democracy operates, and it's a key element of the press being able to do their jobs.
For now on this matter, there's a nervous wait for Annika Smethurst and her source on where this case goes next. The High Court, Tom Connell, Sky News.
News Corp Australasia Executive Chairman Michael Miller, in the wake of the verdict, issued this statement saying the High Court ruling sends an indisputable message that the Federal Police must obey the law and that their raid on Annika Smethurst's home was illegal. All Australians should be extremely concerned that a journalist's home can be raided illegally. It's now vital that the government must allow media organisations to contest warrants against journalists to avoid debacles like this one occurring again. Annika Smethurst shouldn't be prosecuted for simply doing her job as a journalist to rightly inform Australians on serious matters of public interest. It's time for the government to bring this sorry mess to a prompt end. It's time to end Annika's ordeal.